what is kind of the concluding aspect that you would like to put forward for the audiences when it comes to Shri Krishna? Because we have deviated, we've gone to all sorts of places related to the
Perfect.
Mahabharata.
Perfect.
But this is years of study you've dedicated.
The first point I want people to take away is that Krishna was a real person in the flesh and a bone who lived on this land, on this earth 7,500 years ago. He had details like any one of us has, like lived for 107 years, 108 years, and so on. Did great things. Looking at his intellectual biography, he was an exceptional individual. Therefore, he's called a Yuga Purush. In a one line, we can say Murares Tritiya Pantha. He was a revolutionary in everything that he did. Okay. The third part, the avatarhood, we briefly talked about it. But again, avatar is any one of us can be avatar. We will not know in our times. It's in retrospect. So if you want to become avatar, do some great things. Okay, that's the message there. But you can be avatar. And the last point I want to conclude is Krishna. There is this Krishnashtaka. Okay, 8 shloka that says Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Why is a Jagat Guru? Now there are many. Shankaracharya also we call Jagat Guru. From a Sanskrit point of view, Jagat Guru, if you look at the word, it's a Shashti Tatpurush Samas, meaning the Guru of the world. That's a Shashti Tatpurush. Okay, many people from the world, I mean, he has become like a guru to the world. Is it true? Answer is yes. Bhagavad Gita, everyone is studying it around the world, not limited to India. If anyone is studying less, that is more in the India than outside. People are studying every time. So yes, he is the guru of the world. But in Sanskrit, the beauty of a Sanskrit or Sanskrit grammar, and therefore all Indian languages, instead of Shashti Tatpurush, if you take that as a something called Bahuvrihi, we will not go into the details of it, which is to say, Jagat Guru means the person who takes the world as his Guru. And that Krishna has done it very well. For example, of course, the Matru Deva Bhava, Pitru Deva Bhava. But then, after Krishna killed Kamsa, he was just randomly roaming through Mathura and not doing anything. And Vasudeva was worried. Then he sent to Sandipani. So Sandipani is one of his first guru. Chandogya Upanishad talks about Ghora Angirasa. We don't have the other details. But Ghora Angirasa was another guru of a Krishna, Devaki Nandana Krishna. Okay. But just like I said, many gurus, Krishna is learning from everyone. In fact, do you know, this is something very fascinating for very orthodox Vaishnavas sometime who don't bother to read Mahabharata. Krishna has taken a Shaivi Diksha. His first son out of Rukmini says, okay, before we go for a son, go and do bhakti. I mean, go and do tapasya. He goes and does the tapasya of a Shiva. And Krishna is telling this story in Mahabharata. That is precisely the reason. Do you know that Mahabharata has, just like Vishnu Sahasranam Mahabharata is there in Mahabharata. Do you know that there is a Shiva Sahasranam in Mahabharata? In fact, twice. And Vishnu Sahasranam was recited by Bhishmacharya to Yudhishthira and everyone when he was on the bed of arrows. But do you know that Shiva Sahasranam was recited by Krishna to Yudhishthira and Bhishma, again when Bhishma is lying on the bed of arrows? When Yudhishthira asked Bhishma, can you please tell me the glory of Shiva? Of course, very humbly, Bhishma says, I am not qualified. Fortunately, there is somebody, which is Krishna, a qualified person here to talk of the glory of Shiva. And that's where Krishna refers to he taking Diksha from Shiva. Okay, so he has taken Diksha from many, and now therefore he is a guru. Quickly, I will conclude on the 2 Shishya he had, great Shishya. One is Arjun and one is Uddhava. But look at their psyche. We all are different. We are a different permutation combination of Sattva, Raja, Tama, plus our past life, whatever we bring, the piety that we bring, the bank balance, karmic bank balance. So what happens is we have a different tendencies. Very interesting. Krishna and Arjun spend a lot of time together. Okay, but very interesting. As soon as Krishna was gone, 55-25 BC, and very soon Arjun also gone. But Krishna has left a message for Arjun. When I am gone, please take the residents of Dwarka and take them to safe place, namely therefore Indraprastha and Hastinapur. Arjun was extremely powerful, but as soon as he came to know of the news of Krishna's passing away, he lost his strength. If you know the story, he is taking the Yadustriya, Krishna's ladies, and taking to Hastinapur, and Abhirs in between defeated Arjuna. Arjuna was practically never defeated. As soon as Krishna is gone, he almost lost his strength. Exactly opposite is the story of Uddhava. Just that last statement of Madhvacharya we saw. After Krishna gave Updesh to Uddhava, and he said, please go on a pilgrimage. Now Uddhava left on pilgrimage, and in few days he heard of Krishna's passing away. Now Uddhav was so settled with Krishna's advice, he did not even flinch. He just had a light smile on his face. He could sense Krishna's presence with him because he has already been advised, which Arjuna couldn't. Actually, Arjuna needed to be taught Bhagavad Gita second time. That is the Anugita. When Krishna leaves from Hastinapur, Indraprastha, Arjuna says, in the that busy stuff of the war, you told me Bhagavad Gita, I forgot. Can you tell me again? And something very interesting. Krishna says, in a modern language, he says, look, that time, a drastic issue and drastic measures I had to take, and I told you this. Even I cannot repeat that performance. How beautiful, how humble. Krishna says, I cannot repeat it. Okay, I was in the zone. Now I'm no longer in the zone. But since you have asked, I will tell you something, and that is called Anugita. So Krishna has the same person, has two different disciples, but their response to Krishna's same advice is very different. So that is something I want people to understand also. And that's all I have to say.
Isn't there a story like the whole Yadav clan killed each other?
Correct.
Because of Gandhari's curse.
Gandhari's curse, again, I will say as a phala hetu. Because remember, don't forget that some of the additions, now these additions are not made over long time, but there are additions made over next 100 years to Mahabharata. So when something like that happens, like even the Krishna's clan, the Bhagwan and his clan is going away, people are trying to understand, phala hetu, trying to try to understand what could have happened. And Krishna, they said, they attributed to Krishna saying it, attributed to Gandhari's curse and so on. But from a pragmatic point of view, at least I understand it this way. Just like we talked about the prosperity followed by coming down the cycle, Dwarka was so prosperous, and so they were all spoiled. I mean, if you read the descriptions, they were drinking and they were just dancing, and actually extremely weird stuff was done if you read those descriptions. So Krishna saw that, it better get destroyed. I mean, he had that intellect to say, okay, my clan, but it better go away and let the new thing flourish.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we've made especially for you related to the subject that was spoken about in this clip.